Hello everybody, it's Red Panda Gamer here for another exciting episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy XII on the PlayStation 2. In the last episode, we went through the prologue where we found out that the king was killed by his own soldier Bosch, who claimed that the king was a traitor. And now, we are in a sewer. And there's giant, glowy-eyed rats.
Time to clean house.
And we're playing as this kid named Vaan, who was the name that Rex spoke as he, you know, had his eyes open for the last time in this world. That was a very hard sentence to say for some reason. So this game kind of does the thing that a lot of RPGs do, where they kind of have you playing as a more powerful character in your prologue, so you can get through the tutorial stuff without any issue. And then they switch you over to the actual main character, and you just kind of kill rats, quite literally in this scenario. But yeah, it's also very, you know, it's kind of to introduce the character, to kind of make sure you understand what you're doing, and also it introduces a new mechanic in the game called chains. Not 2 chains, it was 3 chains.
Wow, Vaan, you got him all
but they'll
yourself.
kind of explain that stuff
Guess I
later
know who
in
to
the
call
game.
when something big comes along.
Hey, it's good practice for the desert. I'm ready for anything now.
And they're kind of establishing different locations,
That's
like
enough
the
for today.
desert, which will be
You should
important
get back
later.
to Miguel's place, Kites. Aren't you running errands for him?
Oops, totally forgot. You should come, Vaan. He's busy today. Might have some work for you to do, too.
I've got other, work to do. Hey, lock this place up for me, will you? If Miguel finds out we've been down here, he'll tan our hides.
Okay, so we have this Miguelo character, and they do work for him. Whoa, and there's Visitor Day. Okay, they're all orphans. I'll spoil it for you. It's all very tragic, but you know. The Royal City of Rabanastre. I really like some of the names. Like Rabanastre is a really cool name for a city. So this is 2 years later, right? Yeah, in case I didn't remember. But yeah, it's 2 years after the prologue.
What'd you say?
Sir, you haven't paid, and I... What? Haven't paid? On second thought, please, sir, take it. It's a gift.
Leave the poor sod be. We don't want trouble today. Your luck, peddler.
So in case you already didn't dislike the bad guys enough, they give us more reasons to dislike them.
What? My pouch! It's gone! The boy! Get out the way!
And then they get their comeuppance. But yeah, I know a lot of people don't like the quote-unquote main character in this game. And I say quote-unquote because as we go forward, we realize he's not that important, which, you know, and that's what I like, though. That's what I like about him, is that he isn't that important. He isn't just some, you know, he's more important than you might think. He actually turns out to be this insane prodigy, or this, you know, he's the chosen one, which is something that JRPGs love to do.
mine.
What do
Or
you mean
just,
yours?
not even
You've
JRPGs,
been
like
stealing
any
again.
storytelling.
What happens if they catch you? We need you to be there for us, Vaan. You're no good to anyone if you're locked away in a dungeon.
Oh, what? Am I the leader now? We're orphans. The first thing you learn is you gotta watch out for yourself. Come on, Pinello. You know it as well as I do. Hey, you give that back. What do you think you're doing?
I thought that this money was the people of Dalmasca's property. The Imperials stole it from us, so it's only fair that we take it back. It's our duty as Dalmascans. Well, wasn't that what you said?
Yeah, but I never said anything about taking it back from me.
This is for that bread you took the other day. Just because I help Miguelo out every now and then, it doesn't mean that you get to eat for free too, you know.
I know that. You think I like living like this? One of these days, I'll fly an airship of my own. I'll be a sky pirate, free to go where I will.
Well, be careful. You'll never fly anything if you're rotting in a dungeon. Oh, Miguelo had some errands that need doing. He wanted you to drop by his place. It might be a good idea to lend a hand.
So the other obvious thing that this game has in common with other Final Fantasies is gratuitous amounts of ass shots and characters wearing very strange clothing. I've never understood the costume design of really any Japanese games. They always seem very... not even necessarily... Oh, I need to fix this. Can I not change... Oh, config. Where is it? Can I really not change the camera stuff? Oh my god. Also, it is set to wait, which is weird. I'm gonna make the battles a little quicker. We really can't change the camera? That's stupid. Oh well, I'll get used to it, I guess. It's just that now when I play anything else, I'm gonna have to get used to it again. So we need to go... Wait, I didn't want to go to the world. There we go. Straight ahead. Easy enough. Straight ahead and to the right. I kind of hate this map, and I also love it. I rely on it so much to get where I need to go. I do prefer it to, like, is that where they want me to go? No, they want me to go this way. I do prefer it to, like, what most games do, where they're just like, go this, like, here's a cursor, or here's a dotted line you need to follow. Just come do that. And did I go the wrong way? Okay, no. Like, I'm just so conditioned for, like, modern game tropes where I'm expecting to see a giant X on the map, the main mini-map.
I was waiting.
Penelo said you needed something?
Had me some packages supposed to be arriving by courier in the morning. Perhaps he ran into some trouble on the desert. Now I've no foodstuffs to prepare for the banquet tonight.
So you want me to find this courier? Hey, no problem.
No problem. The desert teems with trouble. I'd be sending you to an early grave, my boy. No, I've arranged for some replacement goods from Tomage over at the Sand Sea.
So you want me to go to the tavern to pick him up?
Actually, I asked Kites to do that. Wouldn't you know he's gone missing on me, too. I can't leave my shop, and I've Penelo on another chore at the moment, you see. What I want you to do is run over to the Sand Sea and fetch Kites back. What do you say?
Sounds wild.
It's easy work, and you'll thank me for it someday.
I mean, yeah, Vaan is a bit whiny, and he complains a lot, but, you know, whatever. I mean, he's a kid. He's an orphan child. Like, what do you expect? He's not gonna have the most positive outlook on life. If anything, the fact that he even tries to do anything with his life is a miracle. I do not want to go to Lot. Oh, God. Okay. I want to go... Hey, what are you doing? Miguelo sent you over the Sand Sea, did he? But at least you don't have to go far. Or far to go. I can read, I promise. But I really like the voice acting in this game. I mean, it's not perfect, but there's some really good voice actors, and I also really like the music. And the song here in Rabanastre is really good. And it goes back to, like, hey, we need to create music that people will hear for hours that they won't hate. And Final Fantasy games almost always do a great job of that.
There you are, Kites. Stop loafing around.
Look, Vaan, look! This is it! This
It's
is
your
why
next
Miguelo's
tutorial.
courier didn't get here on time.
Creature spotted in the Ester Sand.
Aw,
What is
he's
that
so
thing?
cute.
Ah, Vaan. Miguelo sent you too, did he? He's a busy man these days, that Miguelo, if I dare say so myself. I don't envy him the work, though. Not a bit. Quite the affair throwing a banquet to welcome the Imperials, eh?
Welcoming? We should be... whatever. Say, Tomage, what's this?
Nah, don't remind me. Got some nastiness out there in the Ester Sand what's stopping our couriers. And that means shortages all around. Thought I'd put up a bill, offer a reward to anyone who can knock that nasty back in its place.
Now that's work. Sounds 10 times better than running errands for Miguelo.
That's right. Vaan, you should give it a shot.
And you should be getting back to Miguelo. Now, Kites. He was waiting for you.
Oh, right.
And now we're gonna see one of like the things I really love in this game. So here's how it works. People post bills here on the notice board when they have a monster they need taken care of. Headhunters track people, right? Well, hunters track monsters. The monster you're hunting is called your mark. Okay. There's the bill I posted for the rogue tomato, the mark I've petitioned to have hunted. Do you want to hear all the details? Sure. Let's start with accepting. Oh, I didn't want to hear all these details because this is all pretty simple. Take the rogue tomato bill, for example. I posted it on the petitioner. Oh my god. Once your agreement's in place, the petitioner will tell you how to find the mark. Okay. You get a clan primer. Go ahead and take this while you're at it. Just a little something to commemorate your first hunt. Looks like you can't even equip that yet. You know why? You don't have the license for it. Think of licenses as mileposts, marking your progress as your combat skills improve. Swords, bows, black magics, white magics, none of it does you a lick of good until you have the license to use it. Same goes for that armlet. Tamaj, how can I equip the great treasure you've bestowed on me, you ask? Easy. Learn by doing. Let's give it a try. So the license board kind of overtakes the sphere grid from Final Fantasy X, which I really like the sphere grid. So by that, you know, by what you'd assume, I also like the license board. Not as much because it's a little too open, in my opinion, to a point to where you can get really lost and sometimes you can have trouble finding certain things. But that's why I have the guidebook from when the game first came out that has the whole license board in it. But yeah, there will be times where you might be forced to do an upgrade tree you don't necessarily want to. But I mean, it's not that bad. I don't really remember it well enough, but even being younger, I don't remember having that much trouble with it. But yeah, as it said, essentially, you have to have the license for an item or a magic, like pretty much anything. Any equipable or like magic spell you learn, you have to have it filled out on the license board. So it's a little bit of a pain, but it also kind of makes you think about upgrades in a different way. It's not as simple as just, yeah, just go ahead and you level up so you get, now you can use these things. It's interesting that you kind of take control over what you want to do. But they're going way too much into detail with this explanation. And I think one of the things that bothers other people, and I guess me, is the fact that, like, hey, you bought this magic. It's like, you don't just buy the magic, you have to also fill out the license board for it. But, you know, it makes sense. And it's a good way to, like, balance the game. I'd say you're ready to hunt that mark for me. Oh, you'll be needing this to leave the city. Just show it to the watch at the gates. The writ of transit. The east gate's the one you'll want to head out. Once you've taken care of that mark for me, let me know. Your work won't go unrewarded. So I really like the hunts in this game. I think it's a really cool, like, a lot of people talk about Monster Hunter and that they really like it, and I could not get into it. I got it for my Wii U, and I thought it was so boring because it's just fighting bosses, and that's cool, you know, in itself. But there's, like, I don't have any motivation. Like, the story is so stupid, and there really isn't one, and it just feels boring to me because there's no reason for me to be doing what I'm doing besides the fact that I want to. And that's fine, like, that's, you know, enough for some people, but for me, I want some actual story to it. And with this game, you do have a story. Like, there's actual world building, and, you know, you're in this you're in this big, believable world, you know, with raging wars, and you have, like, these crazy creatures out there, which, one of the things I like, too, about the creatures in this game is they're not all just, like, reskins. This is something that Ni no Kuni did really. It's strange how similar this game is to Ni no Kuni. What up? Okay. It's interesting how similar this game is to Ni no Kuni in the fact that they both have, like, the hunts, the battle system is similar, it's kind of a similar sized world. I love it, man. I really do. I keep using the menu. I will be looking at the map way more often than I really need to. So I apologize if that gets on your nerves.
You there, let's see some papers, boy. No public passage on account of the Lord Consul's parade.
Oh, gee, that's too bad. You see, it just so happens that your provisioner for the fete tonight, he sent me to pick up a few choice morsels for the, Consul's dining pleasure. He wants them quick. I got the writ of transit right here. You see? Signed, Miguelo. I just hate to see the Consul upset because his food wasn't ready on time. And I sure hate to see him take it out on you.
The Lord Consul is a great man, and not one to take offence in such trifling matters. Move along, boy. Wouldn't do to keep the Consul waiting. Right. Gates are closed after this.
I don't know why he says it's signed by Miguelo, because it's not. Or at least it's not supposed to be. I thought it was signed by Tamaj, who put up the hunt. But whatever. We have another save crystal over here, and I'm not going to end the episode yet, because I feel like I haven't done anything. And it'll be cool to show off the big desert area, because it's actually really cool. As I said, I really love the way this game, like, builds its world, and you can kind of just see enemies everywhere. And it's interesting because you get to a point where, or even in this point, you see enemies that are way higher leveled than you, and you can, you know, they won't attack you, but they're there, and you'll get to a point eventually where you can kind of come back and fight those things, and usually they have more worthwhile loot. Yeah, there you go. That crazy dinosaur, Dalmasca Esterlin, or Estersand? Yeah. So yeah, this, you know, it's not that huge of a world, but it's, you know, it's relatively large, and, you know, compared to, like I said, games of this time, you know, it's a pretty big difference. This is a cactar, or cactile. There are cactars at some point. These guys are neutral until you bother them, but they're not really that threatening. Get away! Nah. See, it's pretty difficult to avoid attacks in this game. As far as, like, action RPGs go. Which is fine, like, that's not really what this game is supposed to be. I'm okay with it just being more turn-based. But, like, in Ni no Kuni, you actually had, like, dodge rolls and jumps and stuff like that. Or just dodge rolls. And defending and timing was really big. God, this is making me want to play Ni no Kuni again, too. Like, I was actually I went back to look at my Let's Play of that game, and I really enjoyed it a lot. And I think that's why I wanted to do this so badly, is because that game did remind me a lot of Final Fantasy XII. I kind of wanted to relive that glory and kind of beat the game. Like I said, I never finished it, so I always wanted to. So with the chains, and I don't remember exactly when they start explaining it to you, but essentially the way it works is the higher chain you get. Do I have any? I don't think I have any of that. I have steel, but I'm not going to use that. The higher chain you get, the better loot you get. I mean, it's pretty simple. But like as it starts, you know, you get like simple wolf pelts or a potion or whatever. But then as you get higher and higher chains, you'll get more loot, and you'll get like just better items in general. So this rogue tomato is going to be a jerk and run away. The battle system also reminds me a lot of one of my other favorite RPGs. It reminds me a lot of I said Chrono Trigger, which I guess it kind of is. like Chrono Trigger, but it reminds me a lot of like Xenoblade Chronicles, which, God, that game was so good. Xenoblade Chronicles is obviously one of the best Wii games, but one of the best RPGs I've played in a long time, and until I played Bravely Default, it was definitely like one of the best JRPGs I'd played in forever. Besides, I guess, Persona 4 Golden, because I had never played that. I don't want to fight all these wolves. I really just want to fight this tomato and get this over with. But, you know, you could always come out here and grind. I believe with stuff like wolf pelts... Oh, shit. Am I going to die from this? Oh, no, I blocked it. Awesome. With stuff like wolf pelts, I believe you really just sell them, and then for money, obviously. But when you kill stuff, you get experience points, and you get LP points for the license board. So we destroyed the adorable rogue tomato.
Lilies? Never thought I'd see him growing out here. This'll make a nice souvenir. Time to call it a day.
So we get to see a softer, sweeter side of Vaan because he picked a flower. So yeah, there's this T-Rex over here, and I don't think... Yeah, we can't look at levels, but we could pretty much assume that that dinosaur is like way higher leveled than us. And eventually we get Libra, or however you're supposed to pronounce it. And what that gives us the ability to do, as it does in most JRPGs, is it lets us see... oh, I can't do that from there, that's right. You have to do everything through this little menu right here, which is fine. Libra allows us to see what... there we go. How much health everything has, but it also shows us what level the enemies are at, so we can better gauge, you know, who we should be attacking. And the levels correspond with our own. So if we're level 8, we can fight enemies that are within, like, you know, 3 or 4 levels. Well, maybe not that high. I mean, it depends on how far you are. So I'm not going to hang out here anymore because, I mean, we can grind on wolves all day, but I'm not going to do that because that's bestiality, and I'm not going back to jail. And we did what we needed to do. We killed the rogue tomato. And like I said, the cool thing about the jobs on the board, like the hunting jobs, is you end up fighting some pretty unique enemies. Rather than just, hey, I fought a red wolf instead of an orange wolf, even though I think there is a wolf that is a different color. But it's like way bigger, and it's like different colors, and it's crazy looking. So it's a little bit different than that. So I think, yeah, I'm going to end the episode now. Yeah, I'm going to end the episode now. I don't remember exactly what happens next, but I'm pretty sure we're about to get into the next large set of events. And I'm trying to break these down to, you know, different bookends. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. In the comments below, let me know if... Oh, God, I don't even know. God, I was going to try to say something clever related to this episode, but whatever. Let me know what you think of Vaan. Do you think Vaan's annoying? Do you think he's oddly charming? Do you think he's hot with an A and a W? Let me know in the comments below. I'm not going to say because he's 17 and I'm too old for him. This is an odd end of an episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like the video. It helps out a lot. And subscribe to the channel. That way you're always notified when the next video goes up. And I will see you tomorrow for the next episode of Final Fantasy XII. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.